Right, okay, so we're back for part 2 of Max's Sanctuary. If you remember in the first one, we had a bit of a problem with all the droids and settlers just wandering around. It turns out they haven't actually unassigned themselves. They are all, at the same time, decided to go for a drink in a bar, including 2 of the gorillas. I have 3, and 2, one of the Deathclaws. Which is odd, but there we are. Either they're on general strike because I'm not very nice as a dictator, or Bethesda's NPCs are being dicks again. So quickly recap, showed you the entrance, the armory and quartermaster, the food store, some of the security, brief look at the sniper towers, which are 3 of them, and explanation of the feel of the place and the backstory. Give you a quick look at the bar, which again isn't finished, but will be. I want to bring you on now to this central building, kind of central building here. This is the quite literally almost the heart of this sanctuary. In here I have a lot of these terminals, I guess, or workbenches. They're by North Diggers. They are exceptional. You do, however, have to go around occasionally and harvest them. But what they provide is a workspace similar to the scavenger desk bench in vanilla, but these have varied sort of design and they vary what they turn out. So what I have here, in a sense, is a factory. As I explained earlier, I didn't want fields and fields of wheat for these guys to have to be like working the land all day, because this was kind of the idea I had, and having this mod allows me to do that. One set, when they're not on strike or getting pissed up, one settler will be working in each one of these benches. There's lots of noise and it's really immersive, it looks cool. These guys obviously do ammo, metal, ceramics, there are a few others which I'll show you as we go around. Okay, then up here is the marketplace, shopping, well, whatever you want to call it, shopping area. I unfortunately have to walk. I can't run around this area because I put so much decoration, so much stuff out, that if I'm running I tend to knock into it. So this isn't me lagging, this isn't I'm over encumbered, this is me purposely walking. Come around here into the clothes shop. Now Marcy, the miserable cow from the original group that appears in Sanctuary, should be working here, but again, whatever. Various clothing items. These are the armoured racks. Thought I'd put in a little bit of a Rat Pack meeting there, Frank Sinatra, James Dean, etc. And these are a few functional outfits for the clothing store, which I'm kind of proud of. I do like it, it's kind of cool, it looks neat tucked in the corner there. Now again, we come to the guns. There's a real reason we're all in Fallout, shooting stuff, making shit blow up. I've used these again, these filled weapon racks. I think they're beautiful, I think they're amazing. You might disagree, but I think they're fantastic. But makes this shop look just insanely good. I've got the broadsider there, and that's my broadsider for sale. Got Fat Man. And again, in this shop, what I was trying to talk to you about earlier is if you use these mats, they represent a shop. Now, Settler should be stood here with a little clipboard. He acts as a vendor. When you talk to him, the vending options come up. You can sell to him, buy from him, etc. So if you can imagine looking at this with settlers here doing that, it looks like a proper shop front, rather than, as I keep calling them, the lemonade stands. I think they are really not good as the only option for a shop in vanilla, but that's why Bethesda's so good at letting people use the code for modding. This also is a store, there's a weapons store. You assign a settler to it and you can use them as a vendor also, which just heightens the immersiveness, having a shopkeeper there and someone working on guns to his left. We walk through this door here and if we look up, it says in here components and armour. Obviously this on the right is our armory shop again. This is an emporium, the emporium, but it's used as an armour workshop that you assign a settler to it. And they've got various sets of armour. I like to think that these are orders that have been placed and they're in the process of fixing them, or these are waiting for, this one's been waiting for leg to be finished, that one's waiting to be picked up, and there's a few items in here which are ready for collection, and also maybe a bit of stock. Again, here we got the mat, and we would have a settler stood here. I keep demonstrating that because my settlers are dicks and they're all off getting drunk. This is the general store. Now here is a vast amount of decoration. Everything here I've placed. These shelves are empty, everything's empty. It seems very small, very compact, but I wanted it just kind of a component store. And again, behind there is where the settler would stand. There's a load of things there that you would find useful in your day-to-day survival. I wanted to quickly maybe give you a tip here. I'm not sure how many of you have tried decorating shelves in in Fallout 4. When you're in workshop mode and you try to pick something up, unless you want it on the top shelf, it's all but impossible. Or the bottom shelf sometimes on these big ones. So what I do is I drop it in real-time mode, and if you press and look at the item and press and hold the pickup key, it will pick it up in the real world, so it doesn't put it in the inventory, and you can move around with it dangling in front of you, and you can then place it. Now, this is great, but most things you drop end up lead down, like the fire extinguisher, for instance, and things like that. They all just end up laying on the side. These cans, cups, and stuff like that. And that doesn't look that great if you just shove them on a shelf. Now, if you switch back to workshop mode and select the item, most of the time, because it's already on the shelf, it will just stand up, and then you can place it again. Or it will stand up and go red, but if you gently move your mouse and a bit of directional, you can put them back down. It seems to be once it's on the shelf, but the program has a lot more ability to be able to put it on the shelf standing up when you're in workshop mode. So a little tip for you there. I don't know if any of you didn't know that. If you do, fine. If you don't, you've learned something. So that's my shops. As I say, I've still got to walk here until I get to this door. Now I can run. Okay, now the third story to this shopping area. Here is a bit of storage for the shops. This would be their fast-moving inventory that they would need to keep on a daily basis. They would use. Okay, these guys should be working, but they're not. Again, even the ghouls are being dicks, I suppose. It's another one of those workstations. In here, these doors should be shut. It's a bit of immersive work. You would have hazmat suits on there, but I haven't got far enough in the game yet, even though I'm level 150, to actually access any hazmat suits, because I've only just rescued Nick, but I've spent all the time on this character building, and as I got 5 times XP, I'm level 150. But I have finished the game, all 3 factions. So this is a vented decontamination area. Now, why would you need one of those with hazmat suits? Because in here, it's more of these North Diggers stations, but these guys deal with the nuclear waste. Now, I managed to get 2 ghouls from the slog to come here and work for me, so they don't need a hazmat suit because they're already ghoulified, and they work in here. But when you come in here as a non-ghoulified person, you put on a hazmat suit, you can maybe talk to them, give them an order, pick up the stuff, whatever. Excuse me. Oh dear. And as you'd come out, you would switch on the switch, and we have a full decontamination. Switch off the switch, hang up your hazmat suit, put your regular clothes back on, close these doors, which for immersive purposes would say are lead lined, and you're fine. No excessive rats, because a lot of this settlement, they want to try and get rid of as much rats as possible. because obviously they're trying to live as long as possible. This is the central building I tried to make the kind of core of my settlement. Okay, there is a couple of extra parts to it. In here, down here, unfortunately, this being the wastelands, people die quite often. So we've got an undertaker who works away here. I've got a couple of graves and gravestones, etc. And a couple of coffins ready to be used. Some more of those North Diggers stations. These are outdoor ones, they're foresters and botanists who give you like fertilizer and biological items for the inventory. It's a bit of a pain having to harvest them every time, but it can have a bit more immersive as well. You know, it doesn't just automatically magically appear in an inventory. So you know, you do have to do a little bit of work with it. And in here, these are water. I've got a mod for water pumps. Each one of these provides 10 water. I do have some industrial water cleansers. I also seem to have a death claw that likes parkour. There you are. I have a roof climbing death claw. Awesome. This is just how awesome I am with my settlements. I get random shit like that. So here we are in my crafting area. The crafting area, my crafting area. I always take quite a bit of time with the crafting areas because I think they are where we spend a lot of time modding weapons, modding armour, but also they really can make the place look exceptional. This would be a workshop in real terms, where anything broken would become and be fixed in the settlement, where the caretaker would probably hang out. Okay, so this is the second of our sniper towers. I wanted to show you here, simply because of the view up here is stunning. If it wasn't foggy. Not much are going right for my videos, are they, guys? No, but never mind. Again, this one has 360-degree views. There's the vent for the top of the shopping area, for the hazmat area. You can cover a great area. Excuse me, again. These are pre-fabbed scaffolding towers, the highest one, 3-story ones, with a level 6 security mat placed on them. So, again, if we zoom in, you can see the whole of the bridge, etc. I'm going to leave you there with this one. Thank you.